Hello, welcome back. You're on RealCopStoriesVideos.com. If you want to ask me questions or make comments, go to rsbcopstories@gmail.com and I'll answer your questions and all that good stuff. Okay, this is one, most of my stories, 98% of them are mine. And then about 1% or 2%, number will come out anyway, I was part of, or actually I heard about it. I don't know too many of those. This is my stories. And 1 or 2% are what I got part of it. This is one of those I got part of it. I'll tell you, you'll see when the story develops. We had a large locker room, combo weight room, okay? Big room, you know, half the room is weights, and then you have showers and you have lockers. It's a pretty good size, like a gymnasium, high school gymnasium room, you know. Cops coming and going, I mean, it's a pretty busy place, okay? So I'm in there, believe it or not, working out, and I was younger. And, you know, there's like 4 or 5 guys there working out and, you know, talking and jaw-jacking and telling dirty jokes and whatever guys do in a locker room. Well, all of a sudden, the lights go out, okay? And here's somebody laugh, and he runs into the bathroom, okay? And it's dark. We can't see what we're doing. And so somebody starts, all kinds of F-bombs going around. Somebody turns the lights on, and one guy was doing the bench presses, and when the lights went out, he almost collapsed on his chest. I mean, it wasn't dangerous, but it was kind of funny. But he's all mad, okay? So I'm looking like, okay, well, somebody turned the lights off, big deal. He goes, and he says, I know where he went. He went in the bathroom. So he goes into the bathroom, okay? And he's yelling in there, and he comes back and he goes, he looks at me, and the other 3 or 4 of us, he goes, he's sitting on the toilet. I'm gonna get that SOB. So he goes over to the weight machine, or weight thing, and he gets these big round 20-pound weights, you know, that go on the bar, you know, and he gets one and he sneaks up on the door, and I'm watching him, and he very carefully opens the door, and we're all watching, and he rolls it into the room, okay? Well, I didn't see it, but I heard, and later on found out, that the weight hit the toilet that the guy was sitting on and broke the toilet, and whoever was on the pot fell down on the floor. And when he's watching, he's laughing. He said, there you go, USOB. And we heard the crash, and then he goes, holy S! And he takes off running, and we're all going, what? And 5 seconds later, here comes the captain, pants down, suit soaked with urine and who knows what else, screaming F-bombs, okay? Who did that? I know so-and-so, and we're all sitting there going, I don't know, I didn't see anything. We're all denying, plausible deniability, okay? He is hot, okay? He runs out of the room, and we're all looking at each other. We just started laughing. I said, oh my gosh, he's in big trouble. Okay, so where did that captain go? Well, he went to sergeants, screaming at the watch command, a lieutenant, and some sergeants, and I guess they said later on that he was in there just, you know, pants are soaked, the bottom of the suit coat is soaked, you know, he's screaming, you know, yelling at everybody. He wants this guy in my office in 5 minutes, blah, blah. And so they scoured the station to find him, okay? And he had ran out of the station and got in his car, okay? What are we, 9? Okay, and he's sitting in the car, okay? So apparently the sergeant looking for this guy. The boss says, I want this guy. So they found him in the parking lot, you know, hiding in there, while he's sitting in this car. So, you know, they told him to come inside. You remember, we're all cops. Everybody's got guns. But this is why we passed psychological exam, hopefully, that we're mentally stable for the most part, except we're all a bunch of pranksters. So now that's the part I saw. Now what I heard was, because I hate to do this, but it's what you hear, because he told us himself, after this is all over, that he had his sergeant, the sergeant that found him in the car, the lieutenant, and the adjutant, and the captain. They're all in this room. And of course, he's sitting there, you know, like I'm sitting, you know, hunched over in the chair. All these guys are looking at him. And he thought he was going to get, he was a training officer for recruits. He thought he was going to get demoted of his stripes. He thought he was going to go work, you know, the morning shift, watching tugboats come in at the harbor. I mean, he thought he was going to be gone, okay? So the captain starts berating him, you know, this and that, you know, and that's, I believe I was a prankster too, and I was a policeman. He's trying to relate to what's happening here. And he goes, you don't even have any comments. Well, the boss is screaming, you don't want to add to this. You just sit there like, you know, because they're waiting for the axe to fall, because we always say S rolls downhill. So if the captain's not going to go directly to the employee, he's going to chew the lieutenant lieutenant's going to chew the sergeant, and the sergeant's going to chew the employee. That's how it works. In any organization, civilian or military, you always have chain of command, and it goes up and down the chain. Mostly, unfortunately, for the displeasure of the employees, the bottom of the rung. Anyway, so this guy says that so they didn't say anything. So then he asked him, you have anything to say for yourself? And he said, I need to plead my case, because he thought He thought I just went in there and saw him and rolled the weight. That was the crux of the argument, that he wanted to get the captain. I had to tell him the truth. We're in the truth business. Policemen, firemen, we're, teachers, nurses, we try to tell the truth 99.9% of the time. When you can't tell the truth, you don't have your character. So he said, I got to tell the truth. So he told him everything. He saw this and that. I guess he heard that story, and one of the sergeants nodded his head because he had heard that too from some of the employees. The sergeants were interviewing us and find out what our story was. And so he told him what happened, I told you. So he goes, okay. He goes, all right. And you see him sitting there trying to figure out what he's going to do. He says, okay, this is what I want. I said, you're going to pay for the toilet. I'm going to find out from General Services what the toilet costs. You're going to pay for the toilet. No disciplinary action on paper. And you're going to dry clean my effing suit. Okay, that was good. And he said everybody's looking around like, that's it? And he goes, are we clear on this? He goes, absolutely, sir, absolutely. So he goes and tells one of the sergeants, go find out what that costs, and he'll write a check to the General Services to pay for the toilet, and I'll come back in an hour and get my suit, and you, points at the employee, you take it to the cleaners. Okay? Yes, sir. So he said that was it. We left the room, and I went back to the locker room because we have to go to work, and so we're getting dressed and everything. Of course, we're all late because we're going to be interviewed about this incident. And so we're in there again. Now we're laughing again because at him and his response and what happened to him and all that stuff. And it turns out he took the suit. I know what happened to that, but he took the suit. I heard he did that. And then, like a week later, he comes in. He goes, "Yeah, they're going to charge me $87.50, whatever." Well, it wasn't that much because, they buy 5,000 toilets. Really, they get a pretty good discount from whatever company. And, it's not going to be top dollar at Home Depot. It's going to be a cut rate because they want to sell to the city. So he paid $80 for the toilet and $20 for the suit, and he wanted the person he delivered to him. He's just making a point here, the captain. Okay, so he delivered to him. Thank you. Captain said, "Okay, have you learned your lesson?" "Yes, sir, I have." Like a son talking to his dad, and he left. And we just laughed the whole. That was a talk of the station for, again, like I told my other stories. That's good for 2 or 3 days, or until someone else screws up, and then that story's gone, and now we got a new story. That's how it works. Okay. At least in my circles of police work. Anyway, so that was pretty good. I saw some of it. I heard some of it. So hope you enjoyed that one. That was pretty funny. Bye-bye.